Hey there, beautiful soul. It's Mecca here, and welcome to Mecca Mastery TV. I'm so excited about this episode because we are talking about healing your inner child. Let's get straight into the video. Healing your inner child. This is going to be a good one. I'm getting straight to the point. But first of all, before I do, if you are not a family member here at Mecca Mastery TV and you feel called to it, okay, I invite you to hit that subscribe button so you never miss any updates, because I am dropping weekly food for your soul every single Monday. This is weekly soul food, all right? So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are a family member, welcome back, my soul friend. I love you. So, your inner child, we hear it all the time. Childhood trauma. Something this childhood trauma. That childhood trauma, right? And so I wanted to shed light on this because I myself have been, noticing through my own transitions in my life. And as I'm going through my transitions and transformations and moving from one phase to another, where I see blockages or stickiness is always resulting from any childhood traumas. And so if you don't know what the definition of childhood traumas are, it's simple, basically meaning that the things that have happened to you or that you experienced in your childhood, you have carried that vibration up into your adulthood, right? Or maybe you're a teenager. So the things that have happened to you, you have went ahead and internalized them. You have held on to a certain vibration, a certain belief system about yourself, or a certain experience that is actually blocking you from truly aligning with who you are and living from the seat of your soul, being present, living in a space of freedom because of the things that you experienced in your childhood. I'll give you an example. In my childhood, I experienced a lot of trauma. I grew up in a very dysfunctional family with drug dealers and drug addicts. Mother and daddy both were incarcerated. I got molested. It was all of these things that I had grew up with. So I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. Dad in and out my life, mom in and out my life. So then this vibration created this thing inside of me as a child, meaning I'm not enough. I had to do certain things just to be seen and heard. I used to take medicine. I laugh about it today because, healing that childhood trauma. But I used to take medicine to purposely get myself sick. So then my school would have to send me home, or I go to the hospital and they would have to call my mom. And so my mom can get off of work, and that was the only way I felt like I had gotten that attention from her, because she was always just so busy or just doing whatever and not paying attention to me. So growing up, even though I started to do more things in healing and personal development, this vibration stayed active within inside of me, and it showed up in my life, in my business, in my relationships, in my art, in my talents, and all of that. And what I did was felt like I had to give everything away in order for anybody to pay attention to me. I had to bend over backwards. I had to do things I didn't want to do for my lovers, my previous lovers, in order for them to pay attention to me, or to look at me with value, you know what I'm saying, to even want to be around me. So when I started to heal those things, of course things change, but I really became free. And so since I've been on this journey, I'm teaching it to others. So what I experience, what I go through, I like to offer those tools. So I wanted to come today to talk about the childhood trauma, first of all, and how you can heal that childhood trauma and how to connect with your inner child. Number one, what you needed then, you don't need now. I'm going to say it again. What you needed then when you were a child for nurturing, you don't need now. When we were children, we needed our mothers and fathers and who were our guardians for the nurturing, because we didn't have footing in the world. We didn't know anything. We didn't know any better. We didn't have patterns. We didn't know ourselves. We didn't have a sense of responsibility. All of our desires and our essence was put in the hands of somebody else. And unfortunately for some of us, right, it's okay. Unfortunately for some of us, that it wasn't nurtured. It wasn't properly cared for. It wasn't, watered. It wasn't given the proper attention and guidance that it needed, or that we needed, right? But that's okay. But I want you to know something. You are not responsible for what happened to you, but you are responsible about your healing and how you proceed forward in this life. Yes, you might have had traumatic experiences. You may have had things happen to you in your past that left very negative and deep impacts on your heart, on your spirit. But you have certain tools and resources available to you right now to remove that energy, to create a different story, okay? To start in a different space, in a different light, okay? To create a different reality for yourself. You have that. You have that. You have access to that. You have the power to do that. But in order to do that, you have to let go of the story that you constantly tell yourself that you are not enough. Or whatever story that you tell yourself that keeps you bound, okay? That keeps you in that energetic space of that child that does feel like you need that nurturing and that need to go back and pull that from those people. So for example, me and my mother today have a great relationship. Of course, it's not the relationship that I probably would desire, but it's a relationship. But also, I am my own mother. There's aspects within inside of me that are very mothering. So I know how to mother myself. I don't need to go sit on her lap and for her to rub my hair anymore and give me kisses on my forehead. I do that for myself, energetically and physically, right? So that's also to let you know that you got yourself. You have yourself. You have all the love that you need and God's love, right? But here's the thing I want you to know, that connecting with your inner child is not a one-time thing. Things happen in my journey all the time where I'm like, okay, little Mecca, I see you coming to surface and we need to have a conversation. It's kind of having a management, like a relationship, right? It's like people, when you have a friend that lives out of town or in a different neighborhood, you might not see them all the time, but you see them, and when you do, it's very healing and it's very therapeutic. You might see this friend every 2 months or every 2 years or every 6 years or every other week, right? It's the same thing with your inner child. So with my inner child, she comes up every now and then. She comes up every few months. Sometimes within a few months, she comes up like a few times a week or every other week. Or sometimes it just be 3 years to go by and I'll just be good. And then it just be like, little Mecca, I see you coming for a seat at the table. We're feeling threatened. And so one of the main ways that I connect with my inner child is by writing to her. All right, writing to her whenever I feel sticky. And what I mean by sticky in bondage is I see it in certain areas of my life. You know, if I'm in relationships and let's say one of my friends said they can't make it and I get mad and I want to cut them off, I say to myself, why do I feel like this? They can't make it. Do I feel like they let me down? Is something connected here? Oh, I feel like this is how it felt when my dad said he was coming and he didn't. So then I'll journal about it. Then I'll go right to her. So I wanted to show you a clip during a full moon ritual that I recently just did, where I was writing to my inner child and I was releasing things because she was coming to surface. So I was reading this letter and then I burned it under the moon. And so let's get into that. Little Mecca. Hey girl, it's me, your higher self, evolved self checking in. It's been a while since we had an encounter. And as I've been in this current transition, I have noticed stored, fearful, and traumatic energy from you come up. And so I'm here to shed some light where there is darkness. First of all, I am sorry for all the pain and heartache that you have endured. You did not deserve that. I also want you to know that you are enough. You are seen, heard, and felt, and I love you. Back then, you did not receive the nurturing that you needed, and that energy stayed within me into my adult years. However, we no longer need that now. What we needed for nurturing is not the same as of now. I am here with you, and I have every tool available for you. There is nothing nor no one outside of us that we need to feel seen, heard, valued, and loved. I love you. My love and God's love is all the love you need. My nurturing will feed what was missing. The overflow of love and care comes from me. You can rest now. I no longer need you to come to surface in fear, throwing tantrums, living in survival. We are thriving now. We no longer have to be afraid. You are safe. I got you. God got us. Rest, child, rest. Love, Mecca. I pray that did something for your spirit and resonated, and that you can take this tool and apply it to your life, and that it really does something for you, and it helps you and assists you with living deeper from the seat of your soul and relieving any bondage that you have on your spirit, right? I really wish that for you. If you have any questions, you can just email me directly at meccabookings@gmail.com. And make sure you check out my website at meccafreeman.com so you never miss a wide range that I have for your soul. A wide range of soul food, okay, that I have for your soul. Like 21-day healing plans, manifestation ritual guides. I got so much on there. And we have our childhood trauma guide that's coming sometime spring of 2024. So be on the lookout for that. And if you're on social media, make sure you connect with me with these social media platforms that you see here on the screen. And also, you, my soul friend, you go out into this world, you kick a whole lot of action, but you operate from the deep space of love from the seat of your soul. As always, you can do anything. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do anything. You deserve to be free. I am sending my love, my light, tranquility, highest vibrations, and peace your way. Until next time, I'll see you in the next episode with peace and love. See you.